The 17 News at Sunrise podcast is brought to you by Clinica Sierra Vista.
Welcome back to the 17 News at Sunrise podcast, where we share your news on your schedule.
Working in the spirit of the Golden Empire, this is 17 News at Sunrise.
Good morning here at 5 a.m. Thanks for waking up with us. I'm Maddie Jansen alongside Alex Fisher.
5:02 is our time now, and it is National Peace Officers Memorial Day. And each of our law enforcement branches will be holding special ceremonies to honor the fallen. 17's Chris Burton is live outside Superior Court on Truxtun Avenue, where a countywide ceremony will be held later today. Good morning, Chris.
Alex, good morning. If you spent any time in downtown Bakersfield, you probably recognize the memorial behind me. On it, more than 50 names of law enforcement officers who have fallen in the line of duty here in Kern County. And today is a day to reflect and remember those who have done just that, made the ultimate sacrifice. Now, the festivities start just down the road here at the Bakersfield Police Department headquarters. That ceremony kicks off at 7 a.m. At 8:30, the CHP of Bakersfield will be recognizing 16 officers at their facility in Southwest Bakersfield. And at 10 a.m., the Kern County Sheriff's Office up on Norris Road will be conducting their ceremony. That ceremony obviously honoring Deputy Philip Campus, who lost his life last summer. Now, we should also note for your morning commute, a portion of Truxtun Ave will be blocked off here about 6:30. So just keep that in mind if you're headed into the city today. We will have much more coverage of the events happening today and a full wrap on 17 News at 5. But for now, live in Bakersfield, Chris Burton, 17 News.
All right, Chris, thanks so much for the update.
Your time is 5:03 and making news around the nation as the country's infant formula crisis grows more dire. Both the White House and Congress are trying to speed more supply to store shelves.
You are looking live at the Capitol building this morning, where today a key administration official will be on Capitol Hill to answer questions about how this all unfolded. NBC's Chris Pallone has more.
Alex and Maddie, good morning. The head of the Food and Drug Administration goes before a House subcommittee today as President Biden invokes the Defense Production Act to offer some relief to desperate parents.
That meets U.S. health and safety
Responding to the growing baby formula crisis, the White House now taking action.
And I've directed my team to do everything possible to ensure there's enough safe baby formula and that it's quickly reaching families that need it the most.
President Biden invoking the Defense Production Act to force companies to prioritize formula production and sending Defense Department planes overseas to bring back baby formula from abroad.
The bill is passed.
Congress also taking action. The House passing 2 bills late Wednesday to cut red tape for parents buying formula with government assistance and to provide more funding to the FDA, the agency which oversees safety at the plants which make formula.
We hope no one will block it. It's such an immediate need.
The shortage so severe now, it's leading to hospitalizations. 2 Tennessee children with special dietary needs had to be admitted after their parents couldn't find the right formula.
This is a crisis for us in healthcare.
Lawmakers from both parties questioning the government's actions regarding a Michigan baby formula plant which makes a large percentage of the nation's supply.
I have questions about why we allowed the FDA to leave this plant shut down for such a long period and why we're not better monitoring the potential shortages that occur when we have things like a plant go offline.
That plant now set to reopen within a few weeks, but not soon enough for many anxious parents. The Senate will take up both bills regarding the formula crisis later today. But quick passage of the FDA funding bill is unlikely, as many Republicans are skeptical it will do anything to help with the current crisis. In Washington, Chris Pallone, 17 News.
17 Crime Watch this morning. A 13-year-old boy was wounded in a shooting yesterday in Lamont. Emergency crews were called to the David Head Center on San Diego Street just after 4 p.m. for a report of a shooting. The Kern County Sheriff's Office says the boy was hit once in the upper body. Investigators say evidence at the scene indicates shots were fired from a vehicle. The teen was taken to the hospital and at last check was stable. If you know anything about this incident, you're urged to call Kern County Sheriff's Office at 861-3110, or you can remain anonymous by calling the secret witness line at 322-4040.
4 people, including 2 children, were seriously hurt in a violent crash on Weed Patch Highway yesterday. The crash between a pickup truck and a sedan happened just after 4:30 near Muller Road. In all, 4 vehicles were involved. The 4 people who were seriously hurt were taken to the hospital, but we have not received an update on how they're doing this morning.
A big sigh of relief for worried parents in a Bakersfield neighborhood several months after a new elementary school opened. Finally, a safe way for kids to get there. 17's Marco Torres has an update.
We've been telling the story for months now. Kids who live at the Camellias apartments are supposed to walk a quarter of a mile to Bell Terrace to cross MLK Boulevard at a stoplight, and then walk to Citadel Street, where the school is located, across the street from the apartments. Very few kids do it. Most take their chances jogging across the South MLK Boulevard, where the speed limit is 40 miles per hour, but many drivers fly by at 60.
You can see all the kids cross every time we're here.
But after stories from 17 News and dozens of complaints by parents and community members, the county has prioritized construction, and it's underway. And it's going to be more than just a crosswalk. Instead, a 4-way stop is going up at the intersection too. The stop signs will be equipped with flashing red beacons. But that's not all. The Bakersfield City School District is even hiring a dedicated crossing guard for the safety of the students. Everything at the intersection will be replaced with traffic lights. However, some neighbors say these traffic lights are needed now.
Cars won't even stop at a crosswalk. It's not enough.
The area is one of the poorest in Bakersfield. Most of the people living at the Camellias apartments receive public housing assistance. Most of them are Black or Hispanic. These apartments are owned and operated by Wynn Residential. Rent for a 1-bedroom unit is as little as $374. A 4-bedroom, 2-bath unit can go for as little as $1,058. Martin Luther King Jr. Elementary opened in the fall of 2021. It teaches about 700 kindergarten through 6th grade students. Hundreds of them, some as young as 6 years old, have to get across South Martin Luther King Boulevard to get home.
So it's real dangerous for the kids crossing, going to school here.
California Highway Patrol says enforcement in the area is minimal because they don't have enough personnel. But if enough speeding reports are made, they could send an officer to write tickets. But it would be limited in time and not every day.
We don't need somebody to die. We don't need a kid to get hurt, to get injured.
South Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard has a dark history riddled with accidents. It used to be called Conwood Road, and a quick search of public records found a trail of tragedy going back decades. In the last 10 years alone, there have been 2 separate fatals right where the new crosswalk is going. One in 2013 and one in 2018, before the school was even built. A cyclist was also hit at the same intersection in 2017.
Life doesn't matter. You're in my way. I'm in a hurry. I got to get where I'm going.
According to the county's Geographic Information Systems data, South Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard sees thousands of vehicles every single day. The speed limit for the road is 40 miles per hour, but neighbors say people go much faster than that.
There's cars that would stop, and there's others that just don't care. They'll bypass all the other cars. There's been times that they almost even, hit kids.
You can find more on this story and exclusive interactive content on our website, kget.com.
And like we just mentioned, it is National Peace Officers Memorial Day, and each of our law enforcement branches will hold special ceremonies to honor the fallen. 17's Chris Burton is live this morning outside Superior Court on Truxtun Avenue, where a countywide ceremony will happen later today at noon. Chris?
Yes, Alex. More specifically, I'm standing in front of that Kern County Peace Officers Memorial, and on that memorial, more than 50 names of peace officers here in Kern County who didn't come home, making the ultimate sacrifice for our community. And today is a day to reflect and remember those who haven't come home over the years. It all starts at Bakersfield Police Department headquarters just down the road, where a ceremony will kick off at 7 a.m. Down in South Bakersfield, the CHP will remember 16 officers at their headquarters, and Kern County Sheriff's Office up on Norris Road will hold a ceremony. That ceremony, of course, will recognize Deputy Philip Campus, who lost his life last summer. And as you mentioned, Alex, yes, everything wraps up right here where I'm standing at noon, where all the law enforcement organizations will come together to hold a ceremony. That ceremony is hosted by BPD. And if you're headed out the door this morning for your morning commute, just be advised for that Bakersfield Police Department ceremony, they will be blocking off a section of Truxton Avenue. So those barricades will go up around 6:30 a.m. this morning. So just be advised of that if you're coming into the city this morning. We will have coverage of these memorials as the day goes on and a wrap up at 5. But for now, live in Bakersfield, Chris Burton, 17 News.
All right, Chris, thanks so much.
17 Court Watch now. A man convicted of killing a neighbor who confronted him over excessive speeding was sentenced to life in prison yesterday. 29-year-old Juan Pablo Gonzalez Ambriz was convicted last month of first-degree murder, 3 counts of attempted murder, and other charges. Prosecutors say on April 26, 2020, several neighbors confronted Gonzalez Ambriz at his home on Fuller Drive in Lamont. As they drove away in an SUV, Gonzalez Ambriz fired 4 shots, killing 19-year-old Anthony Moreno. Gonzalez Ambriz received a total term of 71 years to life plus 60 years, according to court officials.
The monkeypox virus has been detected in the U.S. Doctors from the Massachusetts Department of Public Health confirm the nation's first case of the rare disease this year. The news comes the same day authorities in the U.K. and Portugal reported cases. There is growing concern the virus is spreading beyond Central and West Africa, where it's normally found. Officials say the viral illness begins with flu-like symptoms and swelling of the lymph nodes. Fluid-filled blisters then form and can spread across a person's body.
Well, if you want to save yourself some stress, a quick hug from your significant other might do the trick, but only if you're a woman. That's according to a new study. It claims women can reduce their body's stress response by embracing their partner before performing a high anxiety task. Men's stress levels, however, appear to be unaffected by a hug. Well, is that news to anybody? Researchers say this could be due to men producing less of the so-called love hormone oxytocin following a cuddle. Sorry guys, hug it out anyway.
I'm just saying that a hug doesn't mean anything.
No, it doesn't relieve your stress.
I'm joking. Education news now, and it was a big night for hundreds of local high school students as the Kern High School District handed out its 2022 PEAK Awards. PEAK stands for Promoting Excellence in Activities and Athletics in Kern. The district says this year, more than 300 students were nominated in 42 categories. Those categories include Best Athlete, Best Scholar, and Best Student-Produced News Broadcast, which is what the East Bakersfield High School students won.
Because I really love being a part of the team, and I really want to be in the news industry one day. So this is really helps me a lot with everything.
All right, you can send a application to us.
KGET.com
Yeah, exactly.
or 17news at KGET.com.
So congratulations to all the high school students. It is great to see, especially this time of year, we've got all these graduations happening across Kern County, and it is a time to honor the accomplishments of all of our students, and it is really neat to see all of the accomplishments county-wide.
So many of them.
Yeah.
It's such an exciting time of year. I do love seeing all these stories.
Working in the spirit of the Golden Empire, this is 17 News at Sunrise.
The 17 News at Sunrise podcast is a production of KGET and Nexstar Media Group. For more on all of the headlines in today's show, head to kget.com.